was a young boy, there wasn't no cars in the country. There's two men that I knew of that had cars. They were, of course, Model Ts. And to show you how backwards that was, one of the men that lived close to us, about maybe a mile away from us, he had runners in his carport. He'd drive that car up on them runners, and then he would jack up the wheels and put them on blocks so the tires wouldn't have a flat place on them. Because he only used his car maybe once every 2 weeks. And so it was just sitting there all the time. So that shows how that was done. Everybody went on horses, wagons, any way to travel. In the summertime, all the churches, didn't matter what denomination it was, had what they call protracted meeting. And it usually lasted about 2 weeks. And about a 5-mile radius, all of us young people in the community went to that church. And when the Baptists got through and the Methodists started, they got through and the Holiness, it didn't make no difference to us. We just went to church. And be a whole, just a gang of people, 15 or 20 people, boys and girls, walking down the road for 5 miles, go walk 5 miles, go to church, then walk back home, get up the next morning, go to the field, and start to work. Never will forget one time we was going to church, and we was going that time on a wagon. Sometimes we'd walk, sometimes we'd go on the wagon. And we was going on the wagon, and there's a young couple that wanted to go, and they had a baby about a year old, I guess. Well, anybody can go, if you get in the wagon, you can go with us. Well, we all loaded up, we had a wagon load of us, and we'd take quilts. We didn't know what a blanket was. There wasn't no such a thing as a blanket in that country. It was quilts that people made. My mother made quilts, my sister made quilts, all the women in the neighborhood quilted. And they'd get together and have a quilting bee, everybody just get together and just have fun, just quilting all day long. Well, we got there, and this woman brought out a nice quilt to put in the wagon, to make it a little bit softer to ride in. Well, we went to church all right. We started home, and it started to rain. Well, there we was about... Hello? Okay, be there in just a minute. So, it started raining. We didn't have no umbrellas. So we started getting under them quilts. Well, we didn't know it. Nobody knew it, and the woman didn't think about it. But the woman with the young baby had that quilt on the baby bed. And he hadn't learned where the bathroom was. So when that wet quilt started dripping water on us, everybody began to scatter. We got out from under that quilt and folded it up and put it in one corner, and we sat out in the rain.
Got cleaned off again. Oh, that's a good one. I never heard that one before, Dad.